Alrighty. So we have our Babylonian stuff here. Yeah. And now they get taken over. Okay, please look at this name. I've been teaching for 20 years, y'all. I've heard it all. I have heard it all. The name of this people Hittite. The Hittites. The Hittites. The Hittites. Okay. The Hittites start out over here in Anatolia, right here. Okay. Somewhere in this area. They're going to slowly, because they're nomadic at first, they're going to slowly start, creating some cities and civilizations and make their way this direction. And once they get here and they see the farmland, they're like, whoa, that's amazing. So then they start taking over. Okay. They're going to make their way down the Euphrates River and take over Babylon. They're also going to come down this way and start taking over this down here. Okie dokie. Okay, quick review. So all of this starts with Sumeria, right here. Sumeria, that has the cuneiform alphabet, the ziggurats, yeah, considered the first official civilization, and then they get taken over by Sargon of Akkad, who creates the first empire that we know of. Then he gets taken over by Babylon. And Babylon is basically going to be this entire area down here until the Hittites take it in the 1500s BC. I know because I looked it up in the last video. This is the Babylonian script, alphabet writing. Cuneiform, that's what I was looking for. Babylonian cuneiform. And then here we end up with some pictures of what Babylon might have looked like based on archaeological evidence and based on what people said. You have the Ishtar Gate, King Hammurabi. Hammurabi is responsible for Hammurabi's code, the code of laws, the eye for an eye laws, 282 laws that are an eye for an eye. They're harsh, they're cruel, yeah? And they're totally not fair, based on social class. Then, about 155 years later, I know because I looked it up, the Babylonians get taken over by the Hittites. Again, the Hittites, a group of people that have been up here roaming around, setting up some civilizations. Kadesh is a Hittite city, setting up some civilizations. And then they get here and they're like, whoa, farmland, awesome. And so they're going to take over the peoples of the Euphrates. And I guess I should say that, guys, the only civilization down here is not Babylon. There's other cities all along these rivers. We're just dealing with the big ones, okay? So, sorry. But anyway, they take over the place down here, including Babylon, and then they're going to come this way, okay, and start going this direction. They do have something others don't yet. Look at the land. Desert, mountains. They have discovered something in the mountains. Iron. They have discovered iron ore. Iron in its kind of natural-ish form. Cool. Okay. Armor and swords at this time are mostly bronze. Okay? Bronze. Bronze is okay as far as a metal goes, but iron is way more powerful. If you hit a bronze sword with an iron sword, bye bye, bronze sword. It's not going to work well, which is part of the reason the Hittites are able to take over all of this land. So, I say quickly, I mean, fairly quickly. All right. People are putting up a fight. I mean, the Babylonians were warriors, the Akkadians were warriors. People are putting up a fight, but it doesn't really matter because they have iron. They're also using something else. Look at this Hittite sword. It's mostly rusted, like you can see it. Okay, it's mostly rusted, but it's really pretty thick. The European swords that you're used to seeing in movies and stuff are about half the size. If you just kind of right here go down this way and just take this off, this whole top part. European swords are much thinner. Okay. Um, that, oh, I'm sorry, they're also a lot longer. In fact, this right here is called a broadsword because it's really fat, but it's not too long. The European swords that we'll deal with in the medieval period is a longsword. It's skinnier than this, again, maybe about half, little, not quite half, and much longer. Okay. The Hittites also have this. The bow and arrow? No. The horse? No. The wheel? No. How about the chariot? You're like, miss, that is not a chariot. We see chariots like the big Roman chariots that like you can carry a bunch of people on and it's almost like a wagon. No. These chariots they fit two people. They're real simple. It's wood covered in leather with a wheel. You attach it to one or two horses. These are not, I mean, they're not going to be the chariots that you'll see later with the Romans where you have like 8 horses pulling it. No. They're little. Only 2 people at a time on these chariots. You would have a dude here, this guy right here, that's like, I don't know, driving the horse. I don't know what you do with the horse. You the horse. And then you have this guy here who's like the bow and arrow dude. That's it. Just 2 people. Most of these chariots, if they had a back at all, it was just like a strip of leather. So if you hit a rock and you fall out, bye-bye. Sorry. I love this picture. The little demon in me just thinks it's funny. He's getting trampled, man. You see an arrow here, so he's probably already dead. But I just think it's funny. He's just getting trampled. And he's like, ooh. Anyway, they have chariots. So not only do they have these really, really heavy, powerful swords, but they also have the chariots. Hey, freaking Hittites. How are we supposed to beat them? It's a problem, isn't it? Well, it's a problem that this man is willing to deal with. Look at this map. The Hittites start up here, right? And they've moved this way and they've taken over all of this. And now they're coming this direction to take over this down here. Okay? Meanwhile, Egypt. Egypt. We haven't dealt with Egypt at all. They're part of this unit. They are. We're getting there. Egypt is right here. Right here, right next to them. And there's trade that goes back and forth like crazy. Big time trade. Well, the king at this time is a pretty big deal. Pharaoh. His name is Ramses the Second. Ramses II is considered the greatest of all Egyptian pharaohs. Ooh. We'll talk about him more, but what you need to know about him right now. They're moving, the Egyptians, I'm sorry, are also building an empire. And they're moving this direction. So they're moving up this way, while the Hittites are moving down this way. Egyptians are moving up, Hittites are moving down. Let's fight. We're going to have a big war right here. The Battle of Kadesh. The Battle of Kadesh lasts for like 30 years. The Egyptian Hittite War. It lasts for like 30 years. Did I put the dates on here? No, I didn't put the actual dates, but it lasts forever. Part of the reason that it lasts forever is because both sides are fairly evenly matched, which is weird because really they're not. In all honesty, the Hittites have the technological advantage. They absolutely do. They have iron swords. I almost said iron guns. What? They have iron swords. They also have that thing, the chariot. Yeah, they should be able to beat them easy. Well, they also wear iron armor. Iron armor is really heavy. So the Hittites have a heavy iron helmet on their head and a heavy breastplate. And they're picking up a heavy sword, and it makes them slow. What are the Egyptians fighting in? Oh, dang, my head's right on top of him. Very little. This right here is a papyrus thing of Ramses fighting this war. I think that's funny. There's like so much wrong with it. Look at his hand. He's gonna shoot that arrow from. Do you see a problem? But that's okay. It's still fun. But anyway, this is Ramses fighting. Okay. The Egyptians fought in little linen skirts, or some of them fought naked because it was just easier. It's not a lot of armor. But the Egyptians are faster. Because the Egyptians aren't weighted down so much, they're faster. If you look back at this picture here, this is a Hittite relief. A relief is just a picture in a stone. The Hittites don't have on armor here. Probably because they realize it's making us too slow. Take this crap off, man. So the Egyptians end up matching them fairly equally. And they kill tons of people in this big, huge war. And finally, the Battle of Kadesh, Ramses, and I don't know what his name is. We can look it up. I do this every year. I forget this poor guy's name. Oh, how funny. I'm uploading that video and it's like, whoa. I do this every year. No, Hittite. Here we go. See, I do this every year. That guy. I don't know, this guy. I look it up every year. I show the kids his name every year, and every year I'm like, oh crap, I forgot. I don't know. But anyway, they get together and they go, man, we're just killing each other. We're just killing each other. Neither of us are getting anywhere. You haven't won, so you can't go south. We haven't won, so we can't go north. So let's make an agreement. You mean a compromise? Or in war terms, a treaty? Whoa. This is a big deal because it is the first known written treaty in history. Okay, listen. This is not the first treaty. There's no way. There's no way. Y'all, it's the 1200s. No way. This is the first treaty. This is the first wartime compromise. No way. It's the first one that we have written down, that we have found. Could we find other ones later? Yeah, I hope we do. But right now, this one is the oldest. Hey, baby. This one is the oldest that we have. And not only is it a treaty, it's also forming an alliance. Here's why. Basically, the treaty says this. Oh, I was about to touch my thing. Basically, the treaty says this. The Hittites get to own all of this land up here, plus they keep the entire Euphrates and all that. So all this, but they don't get to go past here. The Egyptians get to own all of this, but they don't get to come past here. That's the line, Kadesh. The Hittites have everything north, the Egyptians have everything south, and they just agree on it. That's great, but it really makes it sad that they fought for 30 years. For why? People died. Why? They also make an alliance, however. And this is almost more important. Look, we have a growing threat in the area at this time. Right now, at this time, a growing threat. They're up here. Assyria. The Assyrians are another group that started up here somewhere. And as they migrated down, they got in here, probably following the river. They were like, whoa, this is amazing. They also have iron. They have perfected the iron so that their iron is just as strong as Hittite iron, but they've mixed other minerals with it to make it lighter, to make it less heavy. So they can keep all their armor on and it doesn't slow them down. Ooh, that's a big thing. So the Hittites have started moving down the Tigris River, taking over Tigris land. And they're getting dangerously close to Samaria, what the Hittites own. The Egyptian-Hittite treaty not only says, okay, Hittites stay up here, Egyptians will stay down here. The Hittites say, we got a problem up here. Egypt, can we make an alliance against Assyria? Egypt says, yeah, because we see how fast they're moving. And if they get through you, they're coming to us next. So they make an alliance. Here's the plan. The Hittites will leave and they'll go back and threaten and be like, don't attack us or whatever. And if Assyria attacks, the Egyptians will come up and help. If not, cool. If the Assyrians ever attack, the Egyptians will come up and help. That's the plan. Guys, somebody's going to break their word. Is it the Hittites that just leave the Egyptians all alone? Is it the Egyptians that just leave the Hittites all alone? Could there be a third party that suddenly shows up and screws everything up? This is the Egyptian-Hittite treaty. You're like, yeah, it's in pieces. Here's the top part. And all of this is cuneiform. This is all stuff that's missing. All this smooth stuff, it's missing. This down here It's missing. This right here. Yes, we got this. We found it. That's honestly how you usually find stuff in archaeological digs. You don't usually get lucky enough to find an entire thing in pieces, or in one piece. You know what? Actually, I can't move this. I didn't tell you this, but I can't move it. There we go. This right here, Hammurabi's code was actually found, I don't remember, in 3 or 4 different pieces. You can see some of where it was like put together here. You see that right here? But it was actually found, like it was broken and it's kind of been put back together. And I think the Louvre. I would not have said that. I did not know that. That the Code of Hammurabi is in Paris. I would not have said that. Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking, that it was in Susa. Mm, it was found there. Got it. Susa is like Persia, Iran. Okay. But anyway, the Code of Hammurabi was in pieces when they found it, apparently in Susa. So really, you have to like piece stuff together. When an archaeologist brings you something, you're like, you know what? This sounds a lot like it belongs to this thing up here. So you kind of piece stuff together. This right here, oh, I should tell you, this is the Hittite cuneiform version. So this is cuneiform, okay? But this right here is what's left. Oh, come on. Ay. There we go. This right here is what's left of the Egyptian version. It's on a wall. It's right here. I'm not real sure where it is. Probably at the Ramesseum. I feel like Luxor maybe. But anyway, it's here. It's on the wall. Like he put the treaty here on the wall because Ramses is kind of full of himself. But you know what? When you're considered the greatest Egyptian pharaoh, I mean, you get to be a little bit conceited, right? Right? He's a pretty big deal. I know what you're thinking. Miss, I thought King Tut was the most important. We'll get there. So, what are we going to do about Assyria? Guess you're going to have to wait and find